is presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Please drink responsibly.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. It's National Salmon Day, Tony. Name your favorite fish.
Tony Kornheiser, Mike Trout, Catfish Hunter, Tyrese Halliburton, Tuna Tonga Vailoa. You like any of those?
You skipped Tim Salmon.
Oh, I did.
Yes.
Yes, I forgot about Tim Salmon.
Come on now.
Do you like salmon?
Yeah, love it.
Good,
My
because there's so many things you don't eat.
Yeah,
So,
you know,
like you don't eat anything green, am I correct? And no,
broccoli.
Okay, but you eat no fruits, right? No
Apples.
No, that's it?
That's it.
Broccoli
That's
and
the
apples?
list.
Fantastic. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Eagles meet, the Panthers pick up where they left off, and Steve Young joins us for 5 good minutes. But we begin today with last night's dramatic comeback by the Yankees to beat Toronto 9-6 and keep their series alive. Toronto scored quickly on a Vlad Guerrero Jr. 2-run homer in the top of the first, then stretched that lead to 6-1 by the third inning, knocking out starter Carlos Rodon. The Yankees got 2 back in the third, and in the fourth tied the game on Aaron Judge's dramatic 3-run homer off the left field foul pole. The Yankees won as their relievers shut down Toronto for the last 6 2/3 innings. Wilbon, what is the word for how this game played out?
It's not even a game. It's the home run. It's Ruthian, or it's the natural. Take either one. The foul pole made it more than natural.
Yeah.
And it was hit to right field from a pull right. I'm left field.
Left field, left field.
Right-hand hitter. Ruth
Way
gone
inside pitch.
To left to right field.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it was Tony, it was majestic. Yeah. When he hit that thing, I was watching by myself and started screaming because, as you know, I said arrogantly for 2 days the Yankees are going to win this game.
Yeah.
And it's 6-1. I'm not looking real good. But when he hit that, that's got to be right now. It's early for a guy who hasn't won a World Series. He's not Jeter. He's not DiMaggio. He's not Mantle. He's not Ruth or Garrett.
Nope.
He's not Berra. This is his moment right now.
So I thought that game was pretty much lost early, but the saving grace is that it was too early to be lost. And the Yankees came back quickly. And that home run is a fabulous visual moment when it knocks off the foul pole. Yes. And it is a symbolic moment because he's their big man. But it only tied the game. They still had to win the game.
Didn't you feel they had every bit of momentum?
They go out, they get a home run from Jazz Chisholm, they get another run in the fifth, they get another, that same inning, 2 runs, then they get one in the sixth, and they win the game, they keep their season alive, and maybe it is a reset here, because I was given the statistic today that Toronto was 39-0 this year when they had leads of 5 runs or more. Yeah. I mean, the word that I would have used for the Yankees is determination. I would have said collective determination, and I would have included the bullpen. Mike, the bullpen's ERA in the playoffs was 9, was 1 run an inning. Now it's only 6.46, but you shut down a hot team. Do you know by the end of the top of the third last night, the score differential in that series was 29-9. So this is, I don't think you can overstate the potential meaning of that win.
But Boone said during the on-field interview, or whatever they call that thing, in dugout interview, we got to hold him down a little bit. No, he held him down completely. The bullpen did. It's still on Judge. How great must that dugout have felt?
You could see it.
When that ball, forget the foul pole, when it came off the bat.
You could see it. But again, Mike, it tied the game. You still had to go win it. You had to go win it.
It felt like it was over at that point to me. Let's move to the NFL and the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the always peeved A.J. Brown met Monday to discuss how to move forward after Sunday's first loss of their season. Hurts and Barkley downplayed the meeting and said it was not contentious. Tone, was this summit of stars in Philly a big deal, little deal, or no deal?
I love how much you hate wide receivers. It is the pleasure of my life. You just think they're all awful.
They are. I love them, but they're crazy.
So I would say of this, what matters is what was discussed and if there was resolution. And then it could be a very big deal. I mean, we've been told for a while that A.J. Brown is unhappy about not getting enough passes. And then he goes on social media and posts cryptic messages. And we've been told Saquon Barkley is upset that he doesn't really get the ball anywhere near the way he got the ball last year. And we've been told about Jalen Hurts, he's very conservative as a quarterback out there. So if they come to resolution and they're all happy, it could be a very big deal. Conversely, if it doesn't work out at all, it could go the other way with this team. I took these notes because there are some numbers here. A.J. Brown, 5 passes, 43 yards against Denver.
He's only averaging 38 yards.
He's under 50. That's 4 out of 5 games he's under 50. His first 5 games last year, he averaged 88. Barkley, 1 carry in the second half as they passed 23 out of 24 times. 6 carries in the whole game. His lowest amount since 2010. My problem with this is this. They're 4-1 and they're defending Super Bowl champions, so I don't think we're on the eve of destruction.
It's no deal. None. First of all, when you're at practice every day, all day, and some people get to the compound, I'm sure Hurts does, at like 5:30 in the morning, what else are you supposed to do but meet and talk to each other? What the hell are you there for if you can't talk? I realize 2 generations now can only text to each other.
Maybe they text.
I'm glad they're in a room and they actually talk.
Maybe they sit
That's
in the
a
room and text.
breakthrough.
Maybe
Get me headline writers.
Yeah.
It's no deal. This is what they should do. They should talk about it. It's one loss. Yeah. The Philadelphia Eagles, let us remind all the other shows.
They won 20 out of 22.
They're not going undefeated. They weren't going undefeated. No. And are the Philadelphia Eagles going to make the playoffs, yes or no?
Oh, sure.
Yes, they are.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so let's stop.
The NHL regular season opened yesterday. One of the featured games had the 2-time defending Stanley Cup winners, Florida Panthers, beating your Chicago Blackhawks 3-2. Mm-hmm. The last time the NHL had a three-peat was 1982, when the Islanders did it on their way to 4 in a row. The Panthers raised their banner yesterday, and their rings are inscribed, and I quote here, "We apologize to no one." Wilbon, what do you think of their three-peat chances and the inscription on their rings?
I don't give a damn about their rings. The three-peat chances, I don't see that either. I don't. I mean, I can think of a couple of teams that came close. A lot of teams won multiple championships. The Penguins have done it. The Kings did it. The Blackhawks did it with a loss in Game 7 at home in overtime of the Stanley Cup semifinal, keeping them from having a shot at 3. So people have come close, but nobody's done it.
I don't think Gretzky did it.
Gretzky didn't do it.
So, I mean,
they went like 2-1-2.
Yeah, Gretzky
didn't do it. No, I don't see it. I'm not saying it doesn't take away from Florida's greatness to have done what they've done so far.
Yeah.
But no, teams bubble up. Edmonton's not going away. If McDavid and Draisaitl and Gang are healthy,
they've been in the finals.
I expect them to sort of catch them and pass them.
I'm going to deal with the inscription very, very briefly here. I think it comes from the fact that both Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett said this stuff in the various championship celebrations. It's pretty chesty to put on a ring. They were reacting to the notion that they were not just a physical team, but a dirty team. Yeah. Okay, they won. They can do what they want. That's fine. I agree with you about the three-peat. And I've thought about this. I mean, I agree with you because it's over 40 years since it's happened. I think it's harder in hockey than in any other sport. And I think so because something in hockey is different in this regard. Small things change everything. The bounce of the puck. Yeah. The shot that hits the post and doesn't go in. So I thought it was harder. The Lakers did this in 2002. The Yankees did this in 2000. But I was surprised. I had to go back to the Packers in 1967. So
for football, for the NFL.
Yeah, so I was surprised at that. But I don't like this.
There's one other thing about the NHL. Their rules preclude you. It almost forces you to get rid of up-and-coming or already great players too quickly. It doesn't matter who you sign. You've got players who know how to win. Yeah. And you can't continue to win because the rules make you get rid of them.
The problem,
that's the NHL's
one of the problems there is inside that locker room, maybe there's a change in attitude, maybe there's a change in motivation because you've just won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
You just won 2 in a row. Let's take a break. Coming up, what makes Kyle Shanahan's offense so easy for quarterbacks to pick up? We're going to ask Steve Young.
We'll also ask him about Trevor Lawrence's admission that he was panicking on that touchdown run that beat the Chiefs.
I just looked in the wrong camera. I looked at the red light, and I was at the wrong camera. And then I get a hand saying, look at this camera. But I'm trained to look at the red light.
I was trained to...
Pardon the Interruption is presented by... Welcome back to Pardon the Interruption, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, part of Happy Hour.
We've got some NFL issues to discuss with our great friend and the man who threw righty before I suggested he try southpaw back in the summer of 1981. Hall of Fame quarterback Steve Young. Let's start with this. Mac Jones, he looked pretty good subbing for Brock Purdy. As a quarterback, what makes Kyle Shanahan's offense so friendly to a wide variety of people?
Let me just quick anecdote. So I'm at the, night before the hotel at a home game where they go through the first 15. Bill Walsh started that back in the 80s where the head coach is going to introduce the first 15 offensive plays, go through the reads so that everybody goes to bed with what's, they're clear-minded. And so I'm sitting there watching him introduce the first 15 classically, and I'm thinking the plays. I'm like, man, that's cool. Oh, that is ingenious. That is amazing. And so at the end of it, I go up and he says, you didn't mention blitz, Kyle. You didn't say anything about blitz. He goes, oh, no, it's good against everything. And I was like, what? You're telling me you get to run all that cool stuff and I don't have to worry about blitz? Like, so that was my response to your question is that's the genius of innovative football that Andy Reid and he and Sean McVay and Sean Payton started about 10 years ago, and a tactical advantage because he's made the job of quarterback not simple, but man, it helps you be better. The full measure of who you are as a player can come out, is the way I would say it. And you're seeing that with Jimmy Garoppolo. You're seeing it with Brock Purdy. You're seeing it with Mac Jones. Like, yeah.
Then Steve, why don't more people copy it? It's supposed to be a copycat league. Why don't more coaches say, let me do this?
Track everyone that's come out of those guys' coaching trees. Mike McDaniel, in Minnesota, just track it. It's throughout it's better than ever, Michael, because they've all been trained in this way, but not everybody is elite innovator, right? Because Kyle has to keep reinventing himself all the time. And that's unique. Andy Reid, 67, 66 years old, is reinventing himself every week. It's a certain spirit of that's why you're a genius coach. And to me, there's not 32 genius coaches. There's a handful.
A couple. You mentioned Mike McDonald. I'm going to follow up for him for a second. The Dolphins are 1-4. And Mike McDonald said today about Tua and all quarterbacks, quote.
Mike McDaniel.
I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel. Who did I say? Mike McDonald?
Like
Yamo be there?
Yeah,
no, Mike McDaniel.
Right.
And he said about Tua and all quarterbacks, quote, a bottom line, black and white, is that you're held accountable for the results while you're trying to get better, close quote. Is that fair to all quarterbacks to lump everybody like that?
It's a rock solid foundational truth that you have to take in as a quarterback. Every play starts with the ball in your hand. And think about all the mitigation that happens every play. Football's too many guys. It's chaos. How many things go wrong? You throw an interception, and how many reasons why? True reasons. There's a truth. The guy receiver turned the wrong way. The guy didn't block the defensive end. The ball was slippery. The sun was they're all true things. But I think what Mike McDaniel's talking about is there's a truer truth. And the truest truth is the quarterback had the ball was in my hands and now it's in their hands. And a quarterback that takes that on and owns that can now collect everybody else on the team, especially the offensive linemen are getting paid a third or a quarter or a tenth of what he's getting paid. They're not on TV, to have them go fight for you every week because I know my guy is going to stand for it. And so young players, watch your language after a losing game when the media asks you what happened. You don't use words of mitigation. Use words of accountability. I love Mike McDaniel saying that.
Man, that's it. One quarterback who owned his situation when it was difficult the other night is Trevor Lawrence, who described his touchdown scramble, in which he, of course, fell down twice, as sheer panic. Steve, you played a long time. I don't remember you falling quite like that on the snap of a ball, but did you ever have a situation like that? And what were you thinking when you watched him?
I got stepped on when I threw to Terrell Owens to beat the Packers in the playoffs. That was half of the secret of the play is I got stepped on by the center and almost fell down. But if you actually go to the ground and then you get up and you go to the ground again, I think Chris Jones, the defensive lineman, was so baffled by it, he just watched. But I have scrambled around and I remember scrambling on crazy, straightening up, throwing a ball to linebackers. Instead of catching it, they did the typical linebacker thing and batted it back to me, and I caught it and almost scored. And I was like, this is insanity. I don't know if it's panic, but weird stuff happens on the football field. Ask the Cardinals. But I thought that was the most bizarre thing, that you could fall down, biggest play of the game at the goal line, fall down again, then scramble up and then go score. Makes you just say to yourself, the league is different. It's different than it's ever been. It's a wild last 10 minutes of the game, last 2 minutes, last 30 seconds. It's like it's changing. It's a closers league. I said it's the NBA. It's a closers league, and who can close in the last few seconds is going to win.
We will get you out of here on this. The Jets are now 0-5 to start. You were on two really bad teams at Tampa Bay that went 2-14. What is the experience like as a player? And you know this when you just cannot seem to win.
I'll own one of those full seasons. But anyway, it was bad. and really, we're talking about accountability. I want to be accountable. It's the culture of the place, Tony. It devolves, and people. There's always little whisper groups in the corner, finger pointing. It's all the stuff that I just didn't say, where the mitigation and all the blame game, and then no one stands for it, from the owner to the head coach to the offensive coordinator to the quarterback to all the way down. It's a terrible situation. But the thing I learned from going through that is that you might have lost a lot of games. But I played with James Wilder, and I played with Jimmy Giles, and I played with Kevin House. Those freaking guys were not losers. Like, that's the thing about it. They were not, like, we lost a lot of games, but they were. James Wilder's one of the toughest human beings I ever played with. And so I just want to honor the effort, despite the losing, that a lot of times you miss, the sacrifice that people make, and the quality of people that might have been 2-14, but, that don't get, you have to, it's brutal. But to me, I wasn't playing with losers. I was playing with incredibly inspiring people. The culture of the place was not good.
That's really good to hear. It is so good to have you on the show. Thank you.
Much appreciated, Steve.
Thank you.
You guys are the best. Thanks.
Let's take one last break. Still to come, Bill Belichick's docu-series goes kaput.
It's probably a good thing. The Bengals aren't wasting any time with Joe Flacco under center. What are they going to do, have a special scheduled game today to play Flacco?
Is there any point in trading for him and not putting him in right away? Well, what are you doing? Of course.
Tonight.
Pardon the Interruption is presented by the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Please drink responsibly. Part of Happy Hour.
Happy time, people. Happy 55th birthday, Matt Damon. Yes, the wonderful actor. And no, we don't have a specific sports connection, except that he and his buddy Ben Affleck are insane Boston fans. I know someone who was at a Super Bowl party with them when Malcolm Butler intercepted that Russell Wilson pass and New England won, and Damon and Affleck went crazy. Damon played driver Carroll Shelby in Ford versus Ferrari, a terrific movie. He played basketball entrepreneur Sonny Vaccaro in Air, the Michael Jordan sneaker movie. He does beer commercials with David Beckham. And in his breakthrough movie, Good Will Hunting, Damon gets into a fight on an outdoor basketball court. Plus, he has the great line, "You like apples? I got a number. How about them apples?"
I don't remember the line. I remember the movie.
It's in the bar.
I don't remember.
He's talking to the Harvard kid. How could you not remember that?
Why did you get invited to that party?
Who said I did?
I said you did.
Good job out of you. A not-so-happy anniversary, Brad Wing. Wing was the punter for LSU, and here is his moment of glory. On this day 14 years ago, LSU's freshman punter had his brilliantly disguised 52-yard fake touchdown run called back because Wing stretched out his arms in joyous celebration during the last few yards of this run. Technically, this was unsportsmanlike conduct. This has to be one of the worst calls ever. Wing is Australian. What does he know about this dopey rule? LSU won this game 41-11 over Florida anyway, won the SEC, and ultimately lost to Alabama in the BCS championship game. And Wing is currently punting in the UFL.
I hope this call wasn't made by a Zebra, an official that I know or am buddies with. Because let me just say this in retrospect, all those years later. If that guy is working now, he should be called into an office now and fired retroactively for the dumbest, meanest, stupidest call ever.
And he should have to give back years of pay.
Yes,
he should have to do that.
Absolutely.
Happy trails to the Bill Belichick docu-series. The behind-the-scenes effort, which Belichick announced in late August, is reportedly no longer in development at Hulu, according to Inside Carolina. No clear reason was given. An earlier project at HBO never got off the ground. Belichick's arrival at UNC was met with huge hoopla, but the results so far have been underwhelming. Victories over Charlotte and Richmond, but losses to Power 4 opponents TCU, UCF, and Clemson by a combined score of 120-33.
No specific reason was given. I'll give you a reason. They stink in a way you and I did not think was possible.
Not this
Even
big.
if they were losing, we thought there'd be some drama to it. There'd be some You interested in watching that? We won't even watch their games, much less a look behind the scenes.
Let's go to the big finish. The Cardinals fined their head coach, Jonathan Gannon, $100,000 for his behavior toward running back Amari Demercado. Too much, too little, just right.
The fact that they fined him at all took some guts. Let me applaud that. The Bengals will start Joe Flacco at quarterback against the Packers. You think this is good, right?
You're going to trade for him, put him in there. My problem is they couldn't protect the other guy who's younger and can move. How did they protect Flacco? Browns coach Kevin Stefanski did not commit to making Shedeur Sanders the backup to Dylan Gabriel on Sunday. Who's surprised?
You know nothing that happens with Cleveland is even worth discussing, right? They're irrelevant forever and evermore with that franchise. Phillies, Dodgers tonight. Which way you leaning?
I'm leaning to the Dodgers. They've been very impressive. I think the Phillies are a terrific team, but this is the game in L.A. Last one, Aces at Mercury, game 3 tonight. Who you got?
Mercury at home. Mercury have to win this game. You can't go down 0-3.
That's a hometown pick for you.
They're a worthy team. They're in the final.
It's a hometown pick for you, though.
Hometown teams in the final. You want me to pick the Aces to sweep? Is that what you want?
If you had any guts. If you had any guts. We're out of time. We'll try to do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. I'm going to give a shout out to Bernie Kosar. Is he the last quarterback who mattered in Cleveland? We like Bernie.
I do.
You're SportsCenter.
Tony and Mike, tonight's PTI bonus segment.
All right, Wilbon, do you have faith in the Yankees to push the series back to Toronto?
Strangely enough, yes.
You do?
When it was 2-0, I told you they were going to win. And it was 6-1. I was about to pick up the phone to call you to say, don't hold me to this.
Yeah. Well, you're on a hot streak lately. You've gotten a bunch of things right.
6-3 and, yeah. Because I guess if I have faith, the Yankees aren't my team. But you know what struck me? Something strikes you whenever you take these crazy positions. And it was Aaron Boone during one of those interviews, and there was a calm about him. And we know Boone can go Earl Weaver in a second. He can get thrown out of games. He can be over the top. I've always liked Aaron Boone. And I just thought there was a calm and poise about him that probably blanketed his team. And I thought he believed it going into last night. He believed it when they were down last night. And he's got Aaron Judge, and the other team doesn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, if the question is, do I have faith, I would say no. Do I have hope? I have some hope. And I think it does center on Aaron Judge, who, that home run, which was visually fabulous to watch.
Cinematic.
But also, that's a metaphoric home run. He's the most important person on that team. He carries that offense on that team. For him to hit that home run, and it only tied the game. The rest of the team had to go out and win the game. And then the pitching staff, which had been terrible in relief, had to go out and shut out a hot team for 6 2/3 innings. So I have faith or hope because of Aaron Judge being out there. The other part of that is Schwittler is pitching in this game. Now, the last time he pitched, it was in an elimination game.
Did all right.
He pitched 8 innings of shutout ball, and he struck out 12. Can he do that again? Intellectually, I think to myself, no, you can't do that again. But he did it once. So maybe he can do it again. Maybe he and Judge as a combination can win this game. I'm not saying they go back to Toronto and win.
We're not getting to game 5 yet.
No,
let me just say this. It was so cosmic, it seemed to me, as somebody who grew up watching from afar great Yankees players. And I didn't start until Mantle. So I'm, obviously not old enough to have seen the guys. But last night when Judge was asked post-game whether he thought the ball was going to stay fair and hit the pole, and he said he thought the ghosts were blowing it back in. That was so cool. Because what other franchise guy can say that? And the answer is none. Because you're talking about Ruth and Garrick and DiMaggio and Mantle and Jackson and wow. So, yes, the Yankees are winning again. Take that. That's it. We're done. Back to you.